About this grand water trine energy that started at the end of October, and we're kind of at the tail end today, which is November 11th. If you're watching this later, and we're kind of at the tail end of the energy and of the first, because there's going to be three windows of opportunity, and I'll talk a little bit about the key dates about that. We're kind of coming into it. Of course, this kind of started at the very end of October and has kind of been carrying through. It's kind of a time for realizations, making decisions, kind of new beginning kind of energy, feeling maybe hopeful and about a direction that you're deciding to go. And so there could be some of that energy going on with this. A little bit muted because Mercury is retrograde. We got a lot of things retrograde, but Jupiter actually goes retrograde today about now, about this time as I'm recording this. And so in Cancer, so there's a lot of planets in water signs, a lot of water energy, a lot of heart's desire, a lot of things, really feeling things deep, what you're working to manifest, whether it's life, love, or money. This energy is trying to bring things forward. But again, it's not always easy because the second window that comes in is about the 16th through the 20th, 21st, somewhere around there, carries through the new moon, but it's also that grand water trine energy. And this is when things get real. There's moments for action, there's moments for when new information comes in, there may be a little bit of a redirection or revision to some things going on. But again, I feel like there's new energy and there is movement, but it's a little bit difficult through that time. Definitely a blessing as you're moving forward. The big gift comes with this third grand water trine that's happening at the end of November, about the 26th through, I don't know, maybe the 24th through the 28th, somewhere around in there, kind of in that later energy. And that's when the real gift comes in and you're actually seeing. It's not like you're becoming a millionaire, although maybe somebody will. That'd be great. But you're seeing the hope for the future and you're seeing, okay, I'm going in the right direction. I'm actually getting something. I'm receiving everything and things are really coming together. This could be in a relationship. This could be with your money or your career, with your business. This could be with something in your life. Whatever you've got going on, this grand water trine energy is really, really amazing. And so we're going to read for all 12 signs, or I am. I'm going to read for it. I'm going to start with the water signs. Then I'll read for the fire signs, then the earth, and then finally the air signs. Since it is a grand water trine, I did want the water signs to go first. And so with all this energy going on, we'll get into it here. So just see what's going on. Hope everybody's doing well. And I brought out the Ganesha deck. That's what I was feeling for the oracle messages. So let's go ahead and get started with Scorpio. And you had a couple of cards fall out. What do we have here? Energetic movement, and which is a 5 energy, and then you've got that joy. So finally maybe feeling like something's kind of coming together is what I feel like with those, the energetic movement and the joy. The joy is an 11 energy, and we are on this 11-11 portal today. So that should give a nice little boost to this first grand water trine portal that we have open here in November. But energetic movement and joy. So there is something I think happening during this, and we're looking at maybe the next 3 weeks or the remainder of November. So there is something coming in that's bringing you a lot of joy and a lot of happiness. And I think that whatever direction things are moving in, you're pretty excited. So if this is in a relationship, things may be going along. Maybe you're feeling a real renewal in a relationship or meeting somebody new. Something may be leveling up as well as financially, career-wise. Something's changing in your life. There's some good news coming in, Scorpio. Hi, Cody. Hi, Jackson. All right. So definitely there is some kind of an opportunity, and there's movement with the Page of Cups as the first card out. 8 of Cups is your challenge during this time here during November. The 8 of Cups, I feel like that's definitely Scorpio energy, but as well, it could be that maybe not everything, there could be something that you have to deal with during this time and let go of. So there could be something that is definitely hard to let go of, Scorpio, during this time. And the advice is we've got the Five of Wands, and so with that as an advice card, it'd be come out of conflict. Maybe really this is such a good time, especially with Jupiter going retrograde in Cancer today. It's a good time for kind of cleaning house and getting rid of what's not necessary and putting your focus on what you want to manifest and what is necessary and coming out of conflict. Five of Wands definitely can be that energy where things just aren't really going right. Things aren't really coming together. But you're going to kind of maybe have to let go of control, and that may be difficult. All right, that may be difficult with things having to do that. We've got the Seven of Wands. I definitely think there's probably something good coming in, but Seven of Wands is definitely a card about perseverance. And so you are really going to have to take a very active role. This isn't just going to be a gift that comes to you, even though it is a grand water trine. I definitely feel like it will be an easier time for Pisces or Cancer, and we'll see what comes up for them momentarily. But with the Seven of Wands, it's when you really have to dig your heels in, Scorpio, and um, and really be committed. I don't think it's necessarily going to be an easy win because there is definitely something that you are going to be faced with that you're going to have to let go of. And this could come along around that new moon in Scorpio during that second window with this grand water trine, definitely between maybe the 16th and 21st, 22nd, right there in that last week or few days of Scorpio season. There's definitely something you have to relieve. And it could be something on an emotional or mental level with the Eight of Cups. Definitely could be something in the 3D that's something that you can't take with you, or it's only you actually maybe I think a lot is revealed during that second window of the grand trine that comes in during the middle of November, right at the end of Scorpio season, because I think it's more that things are revealed. There's a lot of clarity, and there's a lot of potential for being able to really take action, and things are going to start moving quickly. But there is something you're going to have to let go of, and I feel like there's a little push and pull with that with the Five of Wands. Definitely if it's something with a habit or if it's something with some old tapes, especially if you're moving into something new and kind of releasing the past, and the past may still be lingering in your mind. You may have still some doubts about how something is going to work out. Okay. Could even just definitely be in a new job or a new relationship, or if there is maybe a relationship has taken a better turn, there could be a little bit of energy where you feel like a little bit skeptical. So you're definitely we have to learn and grow from the past, Scorpio, but you're going to have to look at this situation from a different perspective. Bottom of the deck's the Ace of Swords. So I definitely think that you are getting a lot of clarity. You're getting a lot of direction. And again, with the energetic movement card, there is something that is moving forward, and the Joy card fell out with that. So it is definitely movement that you're happy about. But with the Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck, and then you've got the Sun, I think you are realizing maybe there's a little bit of push and pull, and things may not exactly move easily toward what you're trying to manifest, or what you're putting your energy into. This grand water trine definitely puts us in a position, no matter what your zodiac sign is, that we are working to manifest heart's desires, things on a deep emotional level, things that we really give a damn about. And but there is something that is maybe difficult to release, but you are going to find the way forward with it. And you are seeing that maybe something you didn't think would work is starting to work, or it's starting to come together. Maybe even better than what you imagined, Scorpio. Maybe. Hi, Rex. Hi, Gorilla. Hi, M4. If I miss y'all, I'm just focusing on the messages as I put it through. I'll put timestamps in later, so that if you want to have to come back. We're going to move on to Pisces now. I'm going to read for the water signs, then we'll move on to the fire signs for any of you coming. All right, let's see. Going on Pisces. All right. Concentration. Definitely heard the word focus pop up, Pisces, that you're very, very focused, I think very sure of what you are, but it's kind of almost a single-mindedness is a word that I'm hearing, almost single-mindedness as you move forward. Very focused, and you do feel very strong, the empowerment card. It's a 23. Concentration is 9. So I definitely feel like that you feel very confident about the direction that you're going. And with that concentration, it very much feels like a lot of single-mindedness. Like, you're committed. You're committed to the direction, the situation, the relationship, the career path, whatever you've got going on, you're very committed to it. All right, so Seven of Swords is the first card out, so we're going to clarify that in a minute. There could come a moment here where you may compromise something because the Six of Cups is in your challenge position. So there could be something where there's a little bit of compromise. There could be something where even where maybe you get frustrated, you get tired, something happens. Maybe you fall back on some old habits. I'm feeling that. You could be fall back into some old patterns. But there also could be something where I feel like some of you may move a little too quickly and kind of jump the gun and maybe compromise the direction that you're coming. I feel like the perfect opportunity is coming through for you. Two of Cups is your advice. And so there's, we got the Six of Cups in your challenge and the Two of Cups is your advice. I definitely think I just keep hearing, don't compromise your dreams. Don't sell out. Don't move too quickly. We've got the Four of Wands coming as your outcome, so definitely whatever you're seeking is going to find you. Definitely a nice gift. I think things will work out really nice. What's nice is in the third window, Pisces, while Saturn and Neptune are both in your sign right now, Neptune will come out of retrograde about the middle of December, but Saturn comes out of retrograde on the 27th. And then there's a first quarter moon shortly following that in your sign. So I think this bodes well. This is really nice energy for you. Seven of Swords is clarified by the King of Pentacles. This is definitely an energy of making sure you're not selling out something. Some of you could be faced with two opportunities. And it's almost like you may take, and I don't feel like either one is a bad opportunity. I mean, whatever the case may be, the result is you're setting in roots, something's going good, like there's a relationship coming in, or your relationship's moving in the right place, or, you get that job, or it's always a good result. But there is some kind of an energy to really dig deep into this water trine energy and make sure that you're not kind of compromising the dream. And there could be a little bit of something that you're like, well, I can't have it all. And, that's correct. We can't have it all. But I do think you can have more. I think you can go a little deeper. I think you can go a little deeper. And you may have a decision. There could be something where you take kind of the safe. One seems a little riskier. One seems like it's a little bit more of a gamble. And that you kind of take the safer route. But I don't think the safe route is going to bring you to the Two of Cups, and I'm about to clarify that. Yeah. I think that you can have I think you can get pretty damn close to what you do want, Pisces. Maybe you can't have it all, but I think you can get pretty damn close. But I do think there's going to be one opportunity that's definitely, they're both good. Whatever's coming, whether it's people, whether it's a job, whether it's a life situation, whatever direction you go, I think you're coming up a winner. But I think there's one that could really get you into that, kind of field of dreams. I think I got a card for you out of one of the decks for that, maybe in the last week or so, but one that can really get you to something that maybe you think it seems a little bit of a pie in the sky even. All right, so we got the Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and we've got the High Priestess and the Empress. So, I mean, if you can dream it, you can have it. That's what I'm feeling, Pisces. I think your vibe is way high, and you could almost be selling yourself short a little bit. Watch out for that in negotiations. Watch out about like selling yourself short. I think in negotiations, so this is like definitely how sometimes these messages come through. Pisces, I think if you're doing anything like you're negotiating anything, a purchase, if you're dealing with anything legal or you're dealing with anything contractually, whether it's a job or income, I think you've got room for negotiation. So I don't think you have to take, I mean, this could even just be, you don't have to take the first offer. You don't have to take things at just face value. I think you can get more. Okay. All right, let's wrap up the water signs read for Cancer, and then we'll move on to the fire signs. See what we're pulling in. And Jupiter is in Cancer and did go retrograde about the time I started this live. And that's going to last for 4 months. I'll do some messages tomorrow on that. But it's definitely just in a nutshell. Jupiter retrograding Cancer is a lot about cleaning house and getting rid of what's not necessary, making way and preparing. So that's just a general vibe. All right, what do we have for Cancer here during the remainder of November with these grand water trines? Enlightenment, direction. Enlightenment, and that is a 27. So I think a lot of things are making sense. I definitely think that a lot of things are making sense, Cancer. And you got the priorities card on the bottom, so I think you're aligning your life with what's important to you. I think that I definitely feel like there could be something going on with that enlightenment, that there's something being revealed to you, and that causes you to be like, oh man, could be something about how somebody values you, which could be your workplace or family, and it could be people that you've been making a priority and they don't in any way, you've become enlightened and you know they're not making you a priority. So there could be that. There could be that going on. Let's see what else we get for you, Cancer. I like seeing the star that was coming up the other day when I was reading. But the star coming up, hopes, dreams, wish fulfillment. I like that. It's hard to take the leap though. I don't know with how much in November, or if you're just really kind of getting things in order. I think that the big blessings that are coming from these trines for you, Cancer, is a lot of direction. Not feeling that real leap, but there could be that you're getting things in order. Some of you may be deciding that you want to pick something back up that you once did, but there's some details to work out. And we got the Five of Swords. I think there's a little bit of insecurity as well. It's more about really making a plan. With the Seven of Pentacles, it's really more about that you're in the planning stages. You know where you're at. You got big dreams. I mean, the star is the first card out. You've got really big dreams. These aren't things that are going to get fixed in November. Okay. Some of you definitely could be single and maybe you're kind of going to put yourself back out there. And, there's a little bit, let's clarify this Five of Swords. There's a little bit of back and forth like, oh, what am I doing? Could also be with a business, Cancer, or switching careers. I mean, there's not a lot of confidence. Five of Swords with the Three of Swords. So you're really going to have to break through because these are in your advice position. Don't stop yourself before you start. I almost feel like you probably should take some small actions. I think there's a lot of confidence issues with the Fool being in your challenge position, Cancer. So I actually kind of feel like that maybe you should take some small action from these cards. I mean, if not now, when? When are you going to do it? But there is a lot about planning because the Seven of Pentacles is the outcome. Make sure you're not overthinking it. Again, big dreams. That's what I feel like with the star. Big dreams, big hopes, big aspirations. Again, the Enlightenment card came out, so a lot of clarity. There's a lot of purple. You're feeling good. And I just don't see a lot of action. What's the result if you take just, let's say, a small action? Don't even take yourself out of your comfort zone much. We got the Hermit and the Empress. Okay. So I think in time, you're definitely maybe a little bit of small action. Maybe a little bit of small action. We got the Hermit, well thought out, something that's not outside your comfort zone. The Hermit and the Empress I would not see that as something outside your comfort zone. Dip a little toe in, Cancer, dip a little toe in. We got King of Swords. I think there's going to be an opportunity. I think there's going to be an opportunity for you to kind of step forward into what you feel is the right step for you. But you're hesitant to take action. Maybe just a little action. I'm not even really showing that you got to get out of your comfort zone, Cancer. I kind of have an eclectic practice. Kind of think of myself as an omnist, that all paths lead to one, but I kind of have a little bit of an eclectic kind of folky magic kind of situation. That's kind of what I do. Some of that, a little Buddhism, I think there's a lot of good stuff from a lot of different religions. So for Melodic Witch, happy 11/11 to you too under the holly tree. All right, so that took care of the water signs. Again, I'll put timestamps in. You guys know I do it pretty quick after these lives. We're going to move on to the fire signs and move on into Sagittarius. My fellow Sagittarians, we are getting closer and closer to Sagittarius season. So let's see what we maybe pull up here for Sagittarius with this water trine. I do feel the water trine can be very advantageous for Sagittarius as well. Not just because we're moving into Sagittarius season, but especially because Venus is moving into Sagittarius on November 30th and being ruled by Jupiter. I think that's even the Jupiter retrograde. Jupiter retrograde in Cancer is things kind of slow down and amble, but there's a lot of growth and there's a lot of focus on that and focusing, again, with all this water here, it kind of goes along with that as well. But Jupiter and for the Jupiter energy, Sagittarius and Pisces definitely benefit from that as well. All right. So, all right, we're going to take two. Achievement and enlightenment. So when I see the achievement and the enlightenment, I think you are getting some clarity, but this is more of like kind of a 6 of Wands energy for me, that there's on a public like this isn't just like, ooh, an inner achievement. Where there's that, I definitely think it brings a lot of clarity and enlightenment with that, enlightenment, a lot of clarity and inner satisfaction. But I think there is actually, with that achievement, something to be celebrated as well, Sagittarius. So I think you're getting some kind of real world kudos. But there is going to be a decision that has to be made. So you got the decision card there on the bottom. So there is kind of, at some point, something is going to happen. And you're going to be like, where do I go from here, and have to make that decision. I do think there is a lot of quick movement in the second half of November for sure. A lot of quick movement in the second half of November. All right, what else do we have for Sagittarius? All right, okay. So we got the devil coming out. So that's, definitely there's a lot going on, especially in the middle part of the month when things revealed. So things kind of uncovered. Sometimes as we move forward, there's different layers, kind of peeling the layers of the onion. So I think there could be some that, and you got a couple of aces. I'm all right with that. So there's definitely probably some different options coming in. Maybe you probably don't imagine all of them. Make sure to stay away from indecision. So I've got 2 aces and I've got 2 sevens. And your challenge is the Seven of Pentacles. So that can be with the maybe a little overwhelmed by what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to choose? And I almost feel like it's really that Sagittarius that could be the big challenge. Like, ooh, where do I go from here? Maybe really picking one direction could be something that might benefit you. Maybe keeping you from getting overwhelmed. Finding what's most important and focusing on that. I think for you, it's very much about trying to find that space of single-mindedness. Um, Finding something, making a plan, and not switching the plan around, sticking with that direction. So I feel like sticking with something, deciding what you're going to do, you're working to manifest. Again, Seven of Pentacles, you know where you're at, you know where you're going to be, how are you going to get there. Make that plan on how to get there and just write it out no matter what happens. Write it out no matter what happens. Just be like, this is what I'm going to do for the next, until I have to make another decision. So it may not be 3 weeks because you may come up to a point where you start writing it out and then it's decision time and then you have to make another choice. And so there may be a revision at some point. Okay. But again, it's very much with the Ace of Swords, what is most important and what it is. And I feel like it is very much sticking with it. So kind of a consistency energy, maybe not really getting tempted. I'm going to clarify this Devil. Yeah, kind of rising above the temptation to control things as well. Kind of letting things ride. Like, I mean, if you're dealing in a relationship and this is what y'all decided to do, and so you're going to go through and do that. This is what you're going to do. We're going to go to counseling, or we're going to have a date night once a week or whatever, and you're going to consistently go through it. I don't know that maybe it might even be definitely the very end of the month before you really see those results that you're hoping for or looking for, Sagittarius. Okay, so it definitely could be that. But ultimately, there's something growing. And again, most everybody that is dealing and finding that energy and dealing with this right now is embarking on something new that is long term. And so we've got that Ace of Pentacles coming in. So there's definitely, I feel like there's a little fertility on what you're working on, whether it's a relationship or whether it is something financial. Okay. So there is definitely some fruit that will, you're definitely going to see some results. And we did see that with the achievement card, right? So we know there is going to be some level of achievement, some pinnacle, and then there's going to be a decision that you're going to have to make. So I definitely see some prosperity and some growth, whether it's in your relationship or whatever area of life. But I do feel that you're going to be at a point, and that decision card that was on the bottom was no lie, because there is a point you're going to have to make a decision. Where do I go forward? So something's growing. Maybe you really didn't expect it. It feels like there could be a little bit of energy where you're a little bit overwhelmed or something about maybe the progress. It could come a little bit surprising, or come something could go a little bit different way than what you expected and what you planned for. And so at that point, you're going to have to find, okay, now where am I at now? Where am I at now? Things turned out a little differently. That's okay. But where am I at now? What do I need to do now? All right, that was Sagittarius. Let's move on to Aries. Aries. Okay. What do we have? Fulfillment. So there's definitely some good news coming in for you. Love it. Love it. Fulfillment. That's a 6. Kind of a pinnacle of success. So maybe that is kind of a theme for the fire signs during these grand water trine portals, or these little windows of opportunity. But I do see the fulfillment card, and on the bottom you've got empowerment. So whatever it is that's coming in, there's some good news, and it's enough to keep you going, Aries. Enough to keep you going. Especially if it's a relationship, you're seeing some progress and you're like, okay, this is enough to keep. I'm seeing forward movement. Finally, I hear that from somebody. Definitely could be like there's a little raise, a little promotion, a little money comes in. You're just finding some relief, and it's enough to keep you pushing forward. So I feel like there is a little something coming in that's some good news, and it's some definite clarity and confirmation for you. What else do we have for Aries? All right. Bottom of the deck's not a cup, so there is definitely some good news. There's a gift coming in. I definitely feel the end of the month is a very prime time, but something could really come in clutch for many of the signs around that second window, kind of between the 16th and maybe the 21st, 22nd. But even if something comes in then there's just an even bigger gift that's coming in at the end of the month. The astrology is really treating us a lot better, even though it is uncomfortable and there could be a lot of truths and a lot of different things revealed during the month of November. The astrology is treating us a little bit better as we wind up 2025. Probably just getting us prepared for 2026 astrology. But Eight of Pentacles. So there is definitely something you are actively putting work into, that you are putting energy, blood, sweat, tears when I see the Eight of Pentacles. Very single-minded energy. Definitely think that with all the water energy surrounding the astrology in November, it is important. The single-mindedness is definitely something to keep in mind and to kind of keep us grounded, because it could be a lot about them getting into the heart of it, getting into the emotions, letting the emotions and different things overwhelm us. But yeah, I definitely see that whatever you're getting that gift, and it's something you're already putting some work into. There could be like kind of maybe some slow movement toward it. Knight of Swords is in the challenge. So again, you're putting a lot of work, but I don't feel like maybe you're not getting the payout that you're not really getting a lot of payout. So you're putting a lot of work in. So this feels like something where you really have started maybe planting a seed, or you're working on something new. Even in a relationship, it could be where you're working on a relationship, or there could even be a goal you're working toward, like y'all are saving for a vacation or working to save for a house. So it could even be that, or you're really working to save for something or to do something, or maybe even it could be some energy for some of the Aries. Maybe they're in school and dealing with that. Could be working on yourself, putting a lot of energy. It's something where I feel like that at some point it's not like you're expecting huge results. So I definitely think this will be something a lot bigger than what you planned for. Okay, I think it'll be something a lot bigger than what you planned for. Well, I felt that Sagittarius, as far as the fire signs, that Sagittarius, maybe something may come up, a bigger success they didn't plan for. I feel the same for you as well. Nothing mind blowing. I mean, I'm not saying that. I mean, I hope somebody wins the lottery, but I'm not saying that. But it definitely is kind of, you're getting some results and maybe you didn't really plan for it. So there could even be where you were just kind of really minding your own business and working, on yourself, and you meet someone, or you, even if it's a new friend, or you meet a new romantic partner. Um, so it could definitely be something new for some of you Aries that you're working in, but a nice little, a kind of a bonus. I feel like a bonus gift that you weren't planning on. Seven of Cups is your advice, so just stay wide open. I feel like in this card with the Crystal Visions Tarot, that, I mean, she's just really wide open. She's riding that dragon. She's in charge. She's feeling confident. She's feeling good. So definitely just continue to stay open. Five of Cups is your result, and I am going to clarify that. So I feel like that there is a little bit that something may come in, and with that Five of Cups, but maybe it's not exactly either in the area you were hoping, or it's not, maybe you kind of get a little bust and then there's like a little bit of slow movement. Aries, I would actually feel like that for you, if something very positive happens and very forward movement, it might happen more toward the middle of the month. So I was feeling for Sagittarius more toward the end. But for you, I feel like there could be kind of something around the middle of the month. I've got the Knight of Cups followed by the Ace of Swords, and with the Six of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles. So something could kind of come in a little bit unplanned, but then I feel like you'll kind of move into some slow energy. So be very careful to stay open and not lose your momentum. I feel like it's really important not to lose your momentum as you're working on what you're already working on. Whether you're out there waiting to meet someone, if you are, there could be some people that come in, and it's nice. I don't think you're meeting your soulmate. I think that kind of there's opportunities, and there's maybe some with potential. I just heard don't be greedy. Maybe for those of you that are dating, don't keep somebody around. If you're dating, don't keep somebody around if it's not somebody you're really interested in. All right, let's wrap up the fire signs with Leo, Leo, Leo. All right, Leo, what do we have here during this grand water trine? All right. Priorities. All right. Setting priorities. I feel like you're almost setting kind of a schedule. We've got reflection on the bottom, kind of maybe learning from the past. So I feel like that maybe there is something that you're kind of rearranging. Maybe finding some clarity, Leo, on something that's kind of held you back from achieving a goal or achieving something that you were working to manifest. So I definitely think you're making something a priority. Could be yourself. Maybe you're putting other people aside and you're making yourself a priority and you are kind of moving forward through this. I definitely think you're picking up where you left off somewhere. I think there could be something like that. And so yeah, you made a big decision. We've got the Judgment card coming up for overall. So you're making a firm decision forward. There is something you're starting, but I actually feel like it'll probably be maybe more at the end of the year, probably more during Sagittarius season. Got the star on the bottom of the deck, hopes, dreams, wish fulfillment, got that. Lots of major arcana. Your advice is the Wheel of Fortune. No time like the present. I feel like you're kind of looking a little bit further out, Leo. You're wanting a little more stability. You're not feeling, maybe there's something with timing, or you're not feeling like maybe it's the right timing with the Queen of Pentacles in your challenge. Um, there could be something like that. I almost feel like you're wanting to put something off until the first of the year, but I actually think, again, maybe some small action, maybe some small action. You're definitely making a decision. I do think you will end up that an opportunity will end up coming in. Ace of Wands, or there just will be something that happened. I think you're another one that there's going to be something revealed that will then spur you into action. Let me look at this Ace of Wands. But you've just decided you're going to do something, but I still feel like at first when you make that decision, you're like, if that is where you're at now, maybe like, oh, I'll do that after the first of the year, or I'll do that after Christmas, or I'm going to wait till December, I'm going to wait till February. So I feel like you're pushing something in, but I do feel that with the Wheel of Fortune and that advice, something is going to come in that is going to spur you into action, Leo. So something is going to spur you in, like you're not going to put this off anymore, and you're really going to take charge. And I feel like it is some sort of a communication, maybe from somebody that you were kind of deferring to. You were putting something off to help somebody else out, or maybe it wasn't the right time, so you're putting it off for your spouse or your children or something with your family. Definitely could be something with that, because the Queen of Pentacles is the challenge. So there could be that you were almost deferring to other responsibilities. But I actually feel like that something's going to come up. Could be a communication, it could be a revelation, it could be a truth coming out. There is something coming up. Yeah, you're definitely taking action. The Fool is on the bottom of the deck. And underneath it is the Hierophant. And we got the Ace of Cups. Yeah. So something you were actually going to put, like you're bringing up the date of execution on this. That's exactly what I heard in my head. You are bringing up the date of execution on this plan. This is something you planned. I feel like for a lot of you, you're going to wait till the first of the year, especially with that Ace of Wands. And then there is something that comes in, whether it's a revelation, whether you have an argument with someone, whether somebody kind of like is disrespectful or throws your feelings aside, whatever the case may be, Leo, you're pushing the date up. You're pushing the timeline up. You're switching timelines. Switching timelines. Ooh, that was an exciting message. I actually liked that one, Leo. I'm going to the Earth signs now. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Again, I will put timestamps in after the live's over. Take a drink here. All right. Capricorn, Capricorn, Capricorn. Innocence. Yeah, I think you're kind of softening up about something. Something you could be kind of seeing the softer side of life. Yeah. Blessings was on the bottom. So there is something coming in, and divine support, interestingly enough, was underneath blessings on the bottom of the deck. So this could almost feel like that this blessing came from someone who passed on, Capricorn. I mean, it's almost like a little bit of an energy. I feel like there's a little bit of an energy that this could have come from. You feel like this kind of comes from, beyond, someone that's passed on. You feel their energy. There could be they come to you in a dream right before this happens. So there could definitely be that they come in a dream, or you just kind of feel their energy around you. A song comes on the radio, whatever you get your inklings. But in a sense, so it definitely feels like somebody is coming, but it's like life is getting a little bit softer for you. So there's definitely a blessing, I feel like, coming in, Capricorn, that really softens you. And you could be softening how you feel about a particular situation as well. Maybe you're not as feeling as hard about it as you once were. You're kind of like seeing the potential of something, especially in relationships. All right, we got the World, things coming full circle. I love that. Knight of Pentacles is the challenge. So you are moving slow. You're taking your time. You're taking your time. You're not in any rush with this, because I feel like that maybe it has taken a while as well for you to come around about this situation. So you do have the Five of Wands in your advice, and that it really is about coming out of conflict. And definitely could be with someone, and this could be a family member. Maybe someone's coming in that's passed on that wants you to kind of squash a beef that you've got going on with another family member. It could be in the workplace. It could be in a romantic relationship. So I think this water trine that's kind of bringing in potential resolution. Five of Swords. Five of Swords is the outcome, but I almost think that even if you don't, let's get one card, even if you don't reconcile with this, it's about like kind of squashing this bad blood, squashing this beef, letting that go, because maybe that's what's holding you back, and it could be that clarity. And that could be the message that's coming in, is that you are focusing on the wrong thing. And this kind of, even whenever things are going on, especially you get near the holidays, especially if it's something to do with family, or it's somebody you work with 40 hours a week, or whatever the case, but it still gets up in our head. Five of Swords is clarified by the Hermit. So it's like, look at how this is affecting you, how this is affecting your life. Just kind of how it's, all around, how it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Or you find that you're not even mad anymore. You're like, yeah, sure. Maybe somebody comes around asking for forgiveness, and you're like, you know what? Sure. That doesn't even matter to me anymore, And we got the Devil on the Five of Wands, and so that is definitely about you coming out of conflict. There's something from the past that you're really letting go, and I feel like you almost get a spirit message about this, Capricorn. I feel like that you kind of get a spirit. I think it's like coming in a dream. I mean, it's almost like I can see someone napping on the couch, and they wake up, and it was like one of those kind of hazy dreams. You're kind of laid up and you fall asleep with the TV on, but then you wake up and you've had this like crazy moment in this dream. And I kind of feel that. What was I thinking about? Fever dream. It's almost like that. You've heard that term. And let's see. But I think, this world makes sense. So it definitely could be something from the past that you're like, fuck it, I'm not dealing with this anymore. I'm letting this go. So you are letting go of something that's been blocking you. Let's get one more card. No, this one. Yeah, Nine of Wands. You're looking at a situation in a different way. And some of you may reconcile. I'm not saying that it has to be about that, but I definitely think for your own good, you're letting go of this and seeing where life takes you. I do feel that once you let go, and there could just be that there's that realization that something has to be let go of, and the opportunity comes to let go of it, and you let go of it, and then the Wheel of Fortune, so things start bringing in. We got 10 of Pentacles. Good things start coming. So there's definitely something coming in that's been holding you back. You're releasing it. It's all good. It's one more step forward, Capricorn. I like it. Let's move on to Taurus. Let's see what we have for Taurus. One more shuffle, Taurus. Let's see what we got for you from the Ganesha deck. I hadn't pulled this one out in a while, but I was feeling it with this one. Okay, embrace. So there could be something that you are, maybe something that you are willing to deal with now. I hear that because the reflection card is on the bottom. And underneath that is the personal transformation card. It's a gorgeous card. So under reflection, personal transformation. But embrace, I think there's something that you haven't really wanted to deal with that you are actually maybe coming face to face with, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to deal with it this time. So I think you're dealing with something that probably has been holding you back, and you haven't really wanted to deal with it, and the opportunity to deal with it is coming up, and you're taking that opportunity. You're taking that opportunity to face it straight on, head on. Face it head on, I guess, is what I'm hearing. All right. What else, Taurus? Okay, 6 of Wands. Now, I'm not saying, I think this could be a good thing for you. It may not be a good thing for everybody involved. The Devil is on the bottom of the deck, and that's with the Ace of Pentacles, but it is something you feel that it's the right time and that you need to do it. Okay, and the King of Pentacles was underneath that. So there's that earth energy. This could be something at work. It could be something financial that you're making a decision about. But 6 of Wands, this is definitely good for you. It's a big step forward for you. It's a big achievement. 6 of Wands is definitely a card about a hard one, just a big achievement going on. So I really do like the 6 of Wands for you with this. Now, we do have the Chariot in your challenge. I don't know that this feels like a complete victory. I feel like by you kind of asserting your needs, again, this may be not a victory for everyone by asserting your needs. So there could be something with that. There may be, the 8 of Cups is the advice. So it's time to let it go. We got 8 energy. Yeah. Because 8 of Cups is your advice and 8 of Pentacles is the outcome. So I definitely think that you're going to see forward movement and you're going to see things moving forward by letting go of this. But I don't know that it feels like a victory. The Chariot in a challenge position would almost be like a 5 of Swords energy for me. So it may feel like, not everybody's winning. It may feel like not everybody's winning. And it may be, something that, 6 of Wands is the outcome. And then the major arcana equivalent to the 6 of Wands is the Chariot. So this could be a very difficult conversation that you have to have. And that may have been why you've been putting it off. You may have been putting it off because this is something that is very difficult. Now, once it's done, it's done. I think that maybe if you're taking care of this, we've got 8 of Cups with the Temperance card. So maybe if you're taking care of this, this isn't going to, you're still kind of taking your time. This would be something toward the end of the month, probably. But You know, again, the Wheel of Fortune has just been all over these messages today. So the Eight of Pentacles with the Wheel of Fortune, this is the conversation that gets things moving in your life, or it kind of brings out some blockages. So I definitely, we've got Four of Cups. This isn't probably the way that you want to handle it. You still don't really want to deal with it, but you do recognize that it's time to deal with this. Okay. So this could be dealing with another person. Maybe somebody's coming around again from the past, and maybe you haven't heard from them for a while, and they're coming back in, and you know, this isn't somebody you really want in your life. So you may have to deal with something in that way. It could be a boundary setting. So there could be, you know, any number of things that you're having to deal with. This is something that, you know, where it definitely could be a big boundary setting or something. So, but once you deal with it, it almost just kind of breaks things open. And that's definitely a real theme. Fixing to read for Virgo and then read for the air signs, but that's been a real theme that, you know, it's almost like this energy with these water trines that it's really kind of breaking us free. And we're facing a lot of things that we needed to, and things are becoming revealed to us during this time that we need to, so we can move forward. So it's all about if you're being open to that energy. And so now we're going to move on to Virgo. Let's see what we have for Virgo. All right, so what do we got for you? All right, protection. You are under protection. You are being protected. And underneath, you've got the Be Candid. So I almost feel like that you just need to ask. Every once in a while, it'll come up in a reading, and it's like, well, just ask the universe, just ask your spirit guides, ask for what you need, and you shall receive that. You're under protection. So you need to speak up. For some of you, maybe you need some help, and maybe there is somebody you know could help you, and you may have to speak up and ask for it. So this could definitely be about really speaking up more to get your needs met. Speaking up more to get your needs met, really opening yourself up. Opening yourself up. Morning, Loki. Maybe becoming very vulnerable. Maybe becoming a little bit vulnerable as well. Wow. That Tower card wanted to flip out. Love it. Okay, big breakthrough. The challenge, kind of staying up in your head. Eight of Swords, mental imprisonment. Overthinking it. A couple of the signs have come up with this. Definitely can come in. We're dealing with that Mercury retrograde. You're ruled by Mercury. We've got the Six of Wands. I feel like that's still more asking you will receive. Some of you just need to get down in prayer or get down in manifestation mode and just speak that world into existence. Five of Wands, this card's come up a little bit. So competing energies, maybe letting things. So you're another one, I would say, that single-minded focus. So this could definitely be about picking which direction you're going to go. Maybe you're, what is that? You know, jack of all trades, master of none, and maybe it's time to pick one direction forward, Virgo. It could definitely be something about picking one direction forward. Getting rid of all the competition and focusing on what really matters. So you could definitely just be like, hey, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to figure out a way to do it. So we've got the Tower, clarified by the Devil, and the World, all major arcana. This is a big moment. This could be a very big moment for you to step up, Virgo, and really break free of what's been holding you back, bringing things around. Big revelations, almost like a big earthquake is what I was kind of hearing. But you're going to have to get up out of your head, so there could be a little bit of this is going to be like a big risk. This is a big risk for you, is what I feel like. Five of Wands with the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Swords. Figure out what's important. I think you're getting down to the meat and bones of it, Virgo. And this is about figuring out what's important to you and speaking that into existence. I definitely feel like this is a lot about speaking things into existence. Yeah, the Knight of Swords with the Fool and the Justice. I feel like that you're going to have to take action steps. None of this that's going on with these water trines is just going to be handed out to anyone, period. It's just not going to. But I feel like if you act in that, you start taking action. But this is about picking one direction. Definitely making a choice. If you want a relationship, you got to get rid of, if you're single, that's great, but you got to get your head in the game. And you've got to do what's going to take to actually get out there and meet people. If you're seeing someone from the past or still doing that, but you really want a relationship, you got to get rid of the energy that is not growing into a relationship. You got to make room. You got to make room for what you want to grow instead of letting all that other BS come in, Virgo, and get in the way. Yep. All right, that wraps up that. We just got the air signs. Now we have just got the air signs left. We're going to go Aquarius, Gemini, and wind it up with Libra. Let's see what we got for Aquarius. All right, Aquarius. And like I said before, I'll put timestamps in. I will put timestamps in for each of the zodiac signs after the live. All right, Aquarius, Aquarius, Aquarius. Here we go. Capacity to love. I feel like you're opening your heart. You're opening up. I'm definitely taking a big leap forward. Capacity to love. You're opening your heart up is what I keep hearing. And you're really trusting your intuition on this. So I feel like you're kind of being guided a little bit in a direction. I actually feel like you're pretty open to it. The acceptance card is underneath that inner knowing. And then openness with that underneath that. So you're wide open. You're wide open and ready to receive this. Wide open and ready to receive this, Aquarius. It's nice energy. Let's see what else we have for you. Oh, Ten of Pentacles, you're looking. You're hell-bent on success. Hell-bent on success. And the challenge is the Four of Wands. You're not going to get that golden goose egg. It's not going to be the golden goose egg, but we're just looking at the next 3 weeks during this time. Keep following your intuition. It will not steer you wrong, Aquarius. Keep following your intuition. It's not going to steer you wrong. Not a bit. And the outcome, we got the Page of Wands, but the card and the Eight of Cups. So there could definitely be, we got the Strength card. Let's get one more card on that Eight of Cups. This one's poking out at me here. Yeah. I actually think there's kind of a new opportunity going forward. I really do think that you've been very open. You've kind of been waiting for something, maybe waiting for a door to open, waiting to meet somebody new, waiting for a new job, waiting for a situation to turn around. I feel like, yeah, you've kind of been patiently waiting. You've just stayed really open. I do feel you're at a point where you're doing or have done everything you can do on a situation. So definitely somebody you may hear from. You could be hearing from somebody with an apology as well. So some of you, this could definitely be going along, that there could be maybe a grievance or something squashed. There could definitely be a very coming together of things. There could definitely be a coming together of your life in general, where maybe things have been a struggle and you're like, I've done everything I can. At this point, all I can do is wait. And so at that point, whenever you do that, I feel like something very much opens up and gets you exactly where you want to be, Aquarius. All right. Exactly where you want to be. And the devil has definitely been coming up with this. And underneath it is the Five of Pentacles with the Nine of Pentacles. So I think you're definitely releasing yourself and moving into something else. I think that's definitely what's been going on. Very much, I like the Nine of Pentacles coming up. She's large, she's in charge, yeah. You know exactly what's important now, and you're not focusing on things that are not bringing growth in your life. You've detached from those things. You have detached from those things, and you are not, yeah, you're really open to things. I feel like there definitely could be something maybe else that comes up, that there is that you'll further detach from some things that haven't been working for you, Aquarius. So there could be, like what I felt with that kind of second window with the, kind of that second window of the grand water trines between the 16th, kind of in the middle of the month, 16th through the 20th or 21st. There could be something that comes to light, but I feel like you immediately address it because you are, again, when I saw this, I heard in my head, hell bent on success. Hell bent on success, Aquarius. That looks really good. So there could be a little bit of a moment of truth, but I actually feel like something really good is coming in, kind of bringing things together where maybe you were in a period of waiting for things to come together. All right, let's move on to Gemini. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. Healing. I like that. Something being healed. Beautiful. That green is beautiful. There's a lot of abundance there. Something's being healed. You're embracing the healing. You're healing the ouch. I just heard that. Maybe looking within and finding and really, maybe really working toward trying to heal something. Really putting a lot of energy to manifest healing in a relationship, in your finances, personal health. So I feel like you're really stepping out there and taking action mode. Taking action mode, taking charge of what needs to be healed or what's broken. I feel like you're kind of taking charge there, Gemini. All right, so we got the Two of Pentacles. A little bit of a back and forth energy. The challenge is the Two of Cups. So we have some two. So you're stepping out there and taking that advice. Magician. This is the right direction, whatever it is. And I feel like that coming in, if you resonate with this message, you know what needs to be healed. It could be a relationship. It could be something within you. It could be your finances or your personal health. And we've got the Hermit. So I do feel that you're taking some action steps and seeing what the results are. All right. I do think with the Hermit, I do think that you are taking some action steps and seeing where it gets you. You are dipping a toe in. Seven of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. I think you're dipping a toe in and you're like, let me try this and let's see what happens here. That's the Two of Pentacles energy. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. So I think you're trying something. Let's see about that Two of Pentacles. Hello, gamer. And more two energy. There's 3 twos here. Two of Pentacles with the Two of Wands. So I think you're taking some small actions. You're taking some steps forward. Definitely there could be something, if you're in a relationship, you're giving a little bit and you're seeing what you get back. And that is an energy with anything. This could be with anything, Gemini. This could be at work. This could be something where you're almost maybe giving something, like you're taking a step forward to heal something, but you're not going to go in 100%. You're going to need to get a little something back. And I feel like that as well, if it's in a romantic situation, especially with the Two of Cups coming up, and I've got 3 twos there. With we've got the Magician. You want to see something real, like you want to hear some action. You just you don't want to hear just words. You don't want to hear just talk. Let's see what the Hermit is. Then I think you're sitting back and waiting to see what comes from your actions. Because you're not really sure. I mean, I think you're giving it a good effort with the King of Pentacles and the Moon clarifying the Hermit. And something could come up at the beginning of December that kind of breaks things open. But we do have the Six of Cups, and that's you, Gemini, with the Four of Swords and the Temperance. Yeah, you're definitely taking some actions. Now, it could be that you definitely have to wait at some point, that it's kind of like a chess game, and you're going to make some kind of action, and then you are going to sit back and see, okay, what's my next move? So this could be an energy with that. Now, it does feel a little calculating if it's a relationship, but maybe I'm picking up on financial energy for y'all. Again, maybe you've put something out there in a relationship where you've given and given and given, and now you're like, okay, I'm going to do this, take this last action step to let them know I'm in it, but I've got to get something back this time. So you're tired of just giving and giving. So you are kind of setting some boundaries to an extent. All right, we're going to wind it up with Libra. These are just general readings. If you're interested in a personal reading, there's information in the description box. But let's see what we have for Libra before we wind up this. All right, Libra. All right, Libra, so you got that enlightenment card as well. So some clarity coming in, maybe about a direction forward, maybe about a situation. And the bottom of the deck is protection. So something is coming very clear, and I think it's maybe you're being almost a little bit, I almost feel like you're dodging a bullet. I almost feel like you're dodging a bullet to some extent. Let's see what we got for Libra. Like you could get some information that really kind of saves your ass. Yeah. So we've got the Hierophant, could definitely be related to something with money or in a relationship or even at work. Okay. And we've got the Seven of Cups in the challenge. So this is information I don't think you already have. This is something about that. We've got that Seven of Cups, and then we've got the Page of Pentacles in your advice. So there is some information definitely coming in. And of course, the Devil makes an appearance because he's come up quite a bit this day as we've been doing that. So there is some kind of information. I feel like it's something maybe that's not exactly pleasant. I feel like it's something that is not exactly pleasant. Let's see what that Devil is. I don't think it's the worst news with that Six of Pentacles, but I think it's news that you have to hear and something that you are... I think with the Devil and the Six of Pentacles, there's something that you really did need to face, or that you did. You are glad you found out. It could definitely be something financial about something like that. Something at work, or it could be, for somebody, it could be something... I almost feel like for some of you, somebody could be coming in wanting some, borrow some money, but then you find out that maybe they aren't borrowing it for why they told you. So some could catch somebody in a lie. You could catch somebody in your lie. Move very deliberately. Don't rush into anything. I would definitely think watch out for contracts, especially with the Hierophant and the Six of Pentacles coming up. And the Devil definitely can be about financial money as well. But I think with that, make sure you're reading all the fine print. Make sure you're really checking everything out. Again, don't take anything at face value and watch what people tell you. Take your time. Very conservative approach. Watch out for making... You're the first one I've gotten this for out of these 12 signs today. But... I definitely think, do your due diligence. Do your due diligence. Page of Pentacles in your advice with the Seven of Pentacles. And this is more about really looking into anything. And it could just be what somebody tells you. Okay, so they could really spin a good tell. Somebody could definitely be a good liar, but you're almost like going to have to be a lie detector, is what I was just getting when I was looking at this. I feel like, maybe they can be a really good liar, or maybe they can really do they can tell a really good story. They can spin a good yarn. So you're going to almost really going to have to seek out the truth. Now, this could be in a job situation. Somebody could really be painting a pretty picture. Somebody could be selling you a sad tale, but I'm just not thinking that everybody is exactly on the up and up and telling the whole truth here. Watch out about as you step into new things, don't step into anything like there's no full energy here. You're going to have to be very strategic. You're definitely going to have to do your research, especially if you're making any kind of major purchase or any kind of relationship situations, because you may come back and have some regrets or disappointments if you rush in. Okay, Four of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, Three of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. Somebody as well may, that you know that's around you, it could be a spouse, your children, a family member maybe. They could have rushed into something and they kind of need you to bail them out. So for some of you Libra, somebody could call you and need to, I mean, I feel like somebody could get a call. They need to be somebody to bail them. They need you to bail them out of jail. So there could be something with that, with the Devil and the Six of Pentacles. But I almost feel like somebody kind of gets in a jam and needs your help as well. I think, be careful. There are some things, of course, if you're able to help and you want to help, but, you also, I don't know that I don't know. I just feel like somebody's maybe lying to you and that there is going to be this deceit kind of, this deception. I don't know if it's really deceit necessarily, maybe. But I do think you are getting information that will help you. And I think that a lot of you are maybe dealing with someone who's a little bit unethical. I really think that some of you may be dealing with someone who's a little bit unethical. All right, so that's what I've got. We're talking about maybe these grand water trines. Whatever the case, even if it doesn't seem that great, it is something that is in your best interest. All right. Thank you, everybody that is here. I appreciate y'all. I do not participate in the live chat whenever I'm reading because I want to keep the messages going, and that's much more important not to get distracted from a message that may help someone than to interact with every chat as soon as it pops up. But y'all have a great day.